Lydia, 1410. Staff ethics. Two or fewer courses per semester in grades K through 5. And then further down, it also references grades K through 5. So I just want to make sure that
it's like
everything
conflicting
matches. Yeah. So it says course availability and access is the section, and then says the district will provide 2 or fewer courses per semester in grades K through 5 and 1 or more courses in grades 6 through 12.
Mm-hmm.
So
that part wasn't updated, it looks like.
Okay. If we're still under course availability and access, the only option that's chosen that's got an X is virtual learning. And previously we had online learning and independent study as options as well.
That was probably COVID.
Okay, so that one is correct as well.
Yes.
Yeah, well, this is 2014. It looks like the last. Anyway, is that the only questions? There are some blanks in I under subsection 6. Just needs to be filled in with principal, so I'm sure that will get done. That's all the questions I had on that one. Anybody else?
Jackie, wasn't there another one that you and I were talking about?
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot. There's multiple that I'm going through.
Yeah, she's just hitting them one at a time, not per order.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we spoke of that? There was kind of a case by case issue for illnesses and for the middle school. When we did online for 9 through 12th grade, but there was certain cases where we would approve that for middle school.
Yes.
But it was a case by case issue, correct?
Yes.
And that's not in there.
Okay.
But I mean, it all points back to, as far as making that decision.
Yeah.
Okay. So then
We need to not vote on that one.
Right.
We'll have to make those changes.
I don't even think that this is a.
It's not a vote. This is a second reading.
This is just to go over them.
Yeah. We shelved
We
it.
tabled it.
We tabled it because we were going into negotiations and we're time sensitive.
Everybody needed
there was
a chance to read it.
there wasn't a lot of time. So this is technically really could be the first reading, realistically, in my opinion.
Well, we all read it ourselves, and now this is a reading together.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one's good?
Yes.
We'll get that one changed?
Yep.
The next one is 2417, which is a brand new policy on comprehensive school health education. It says that it's revised, but we didn't have this. It's not currently one of our policies in board docs. My question, I think I only have one question on this one.
That's the one I was talking about.
Oh, I don't think so. I think that's the next one.
Oh.
This one says provide quality health education instruction at every level from pre-K through 12th grade. So my thought was we have health education classes in middle school and high school. Is this something that's going to be taught within PE?
Yes.
Okay.
It's new state law.
Right.
Yeah, we had no option but to adopt this. So it's up to us though how that is delivered. So like there's Michigan model curriculum at the ISD that they provide. That's my experience using that curriculum in my past, but we are working with Ms. Foster at the ISD And we have our SEEB team as well, which is our health team that helps facilitate what that curriculum will be for, obviously catered to the littles on up. Yes,
Perfect.
you got it.
Corey, do you want to address this one?
I'll speak on it if you want
Okay.
to read it.
So this one is, there's actually a couple sections. This is 2418 sex education, and this one is a revised policy. In the first section, it references what instruction may include. And they've added gender identity, gender expression, and sexual orientation, which personally I believe should not be part of our instruction at the school. I think it's something that needs to be instructed at home if parents choose
Is
to
this a
instruct
state
that.
mandated thing?
I did not check that box. That should, yeah.
It's in there as policy, so it just needs to be amended.
I didn't ask for that to be in there.
Okay. And then, in another section.
Did that come from Neola?
Neola.
This is all
This is Neola, and Neola sends updates to Karen, and it's just like updates. So that's where I'm assuming the readings are coming through to,
I
yeah.
don't know if you
Yeah.
remember Shane
Yeah.
and Mike at the conference that we were at.
Mhm.
This was brought up at that conference.
Yep.
And many people were all,
It was a very big uproar.
Neola stood up and was speaking on it as well and was very pro.
Yeah, well, and
And I just, there's a lot of others that feel differently, and I think in our community, I definitely do not
we get the option.
like that.
Towards the end, there was a section that we currently have in policy that has been removed. So currently the policy says, no person shall dispense or otherwise distribute in a district, school, or on district school property a family planning drug or device. Additionally, any school official, member of the board, or board employee of the board who is not the parent or legal guardian of the student involved is prohibited from referring the student for an abortion or assisting a student in obtaining an abortion. The second sentence of that, starting with additionally, any school official, referring to giving information regarding abortion, has been removed. And I feel like that should not have been removed.
I don't, if it was removed, that means that Neola, that the state did that. But I'll check on that.
We can have it put back in.
Yeah.
It would be our choice.
Neola suggests.
Do you
and-
guys have, all of you suggest to put it,
100%. There's no way they should be able to give advice on that.
And I don't know that they necessarily can, but I like it in policy that they cannot.
Correct.
I feel like some of that violates some of the new federal requirements as well. Not that portion, but the one prior.
okay?
Okay. Moving on. Sorry, guys. Yeah, the volunteer policies were rescinded and added back at the end. There's a new staff ethics for support staff. It's the same as the one that we have for professional staff. So that one is new, added to our books. Let's see here. Oh, care of students with diabetes. This is a new policy to us, which I think is awesome. Just a strange question. It says that students are permitted to possess on student self at all times all necessary supplies and equipment to perform diabetes care tasks. And my head immediately goes to kids with needles.
Mhm.
And so I'm just wondering if that is part of the policy that they're allowed to have needles on them.
I think the policy reads from the state that if they have this self-administered pumps, like you can't, like it's not like a individual needle that you would draw up. pardon me.
for the things that.
Oh, they have, some kids have pumps, but it would be the I don't know what they're called, I'm sorry. You know, like Manjaro and all those.
Looks like a needle, but they have to do a specific path to.
Yeah, you have to unlock it.
Is it like an
Yes.
EpiPen?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
But I see where
Yes.
Jackie's coming from. First thing does, these kids, well, the needle is actually enclosed in probably a component.
Yeah.
Plastic component that they're the only ones who know how to do it. So I'm sure a child, and I'm not.
I mean, we have a student at North right now that carries EpiPen with them everywhere they go. It's the same thing. Yeah, with a fanny pack.
That's a good question.
Has to be on their person at all times.
That's a good question.
I'm just thinking, you know,
Is
back
it
when I,
reusable? I mean, once they use it?
No.
Or what do they do with it? Just put that.
Yeah, the needle retracts, so you can't, nobody else can get poked
But
or
I
anything
think
like that.
that they're supposed to dispose of that like it's a hazardous thing. They can't just go in that garbage can, I believe.
No, it can't. It retracts all the way where it can't come back out.
Multiple
Okay.
doses.
I don't know. At least not EpiPen.
Goes to show we're asking the right question.
Yeah, right.
can we find out about that?
Yes,
Because
Yes.
I just, you know, I had gestational and like had to carry around little needles with me everywhere.
Jackie, which
So
number was that?
this is policy number 5336. Okay. Anybody else have questions?
On that policy.
Okay. Moving along. I had lots of red on purchasing. So I contacted Deb because she knows all the things. And so right now we have our policy states that informal price quotations on purchases of 12,000 or less. And hold on, let me look at it for the correct wording. That's not the right one. And then anything over 12,000, we need to get a competitive quote for. So informal, competitive, $12,000. The policy recommends 50% of the state limit, which is 31,321. So the option you can choose is 50%, which would make it change every single year, or we can name a specific dollar amount. Did you want to speak to that?
Which the state does fluctuate the dollar amount based on, obviously, cost of living and increases and whatnot. So the way the wording is now that we will follow whatever the state has. So it's not necessarily that we have to update the guidelines like immediately as soon as the state updates it, because the way our policy is wrote, I can follow the state's guidelines. Go for it. That's okay.
And just follow up with that, I was reading that, and then the next one goes into prevailing wage, and it ties into you, I'm not trying to skip.
No, go ahead.
There's micro purchasing and prevailing wage, which looks like it's not to exceed $15,000, like we're bumping it up to 10,000. So I had to make sure these two align, so we don't have conflicting again. One says 12 and one says 15. So it looks like this says non-procurement of micro purchases applies to bigger amount, not to exceed 15,000. So that's why I was wondering if like the 12 and 15 were also going to be a conflicting. We need to make sure those.
No, because the prevailing wage is on labor,
Well,
more on labor than it is.
okay, so that'd be different than
Products.
because it says 31,000 is
The cap
yeah.
Or competitive bids?
for competitive bids.
Okay, so that's not the same thing as,
So the Davis Betsy with the prevailing wages is to make sure that we are competitive and not underbidding on labor wise.
okay, I guess I was good. Well, like I said, I don't know if they'll say micro purchase maybe name
Wait,
out
is that-
solicitation competitive quotations.
No, that one's under procurement.
Right. Procurement,
We're talking about the purchasing.
Why didn't know if it's the same thing.
Oh, no, sorry, no.
So that's
I had questions about that one next.
okay.
Yeah, because that's procurement for federal grants, and this one is purchasing of supplies and materials.
They don't go in.
This is state and the other one is federal.
Okay, state, federal.
So it depends on where the money comes from. Depends
Gotcha.
on what type of rules we have to follow. So.
So,
What is it?
yes. So where would you be comfortable setting the informal price opposed to formal competitive quotes amount? Do you want 50%? Do you want it?
I'm fine with the 50%. I mean, it did increase a little bit, unfortunately. How much our suppliers have increased is a lot more than what that increases, but.
Would it be easier to set it at a solid amount like it is now, so then we don't have to refer back and figure out where the number is at that particular moment? Like when you're, like, you have a paper in front of you and we say 50%, you have to go back and check. And it could be, you know, a couple hundred.
Better if you just gave me a flat dollar amount.
Okay.
That I could,
So-
whether it be the 15 or 20,000, something, like a round number would be horrible.
So 50% is 15,660.
So if you rounded it up, maybe.
Rounded to it. I think she's wanting to use an even number.
Right.
10,000.
Right. So
16,000.
we, 16,000, 20,000. Anybody have any suggestions?
I mean, we're definitely, would go out for bid and
Right.
Jody and I work together.
Right.
Well, when it comes to making sure that we're bidding it, everything out that we possibly can to make sure we are getting the best deal, but also getting good quality too. We don't want to sacrifice quality just to save
We
a
say
penny and then have to have work redone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not feasible.
Makes sense. Just that we don't want you to have to come to it. Well, I.
Jackie, which one is
speaking
this?
For myself.
335 or 3?
Purchasing 6320.
Thank you.
I just don't want, I am thinking, I don't want you guys to have to come to us for, you know, things that we don't really need to have to give you approval for, because 12,000 is
Is very low.
a low amount for,
I mean, even a
Big-
roof repair is
Yeah.
over that.
Yeah,
It's-
right.
It's broken out into different sections.
That would be,
So for them not to have to come seek approval, everything, so it should probably be higher than 16.
what number are you suggesting?
I would suggest 20 at this point in time, just because of how much everything has gone up, and where our typical repairs are, and some sense. Yeah. Right, yeah.
Yeah, because it was 25. 26.
2 years ago it was 26.
I feel good with that.
One got changed last year, we just never. Authorized.
yeah, and this is different than the competitive bid. This is, because that we don't set. This is for you guys to talk to us about informal and formal quotes. Yeah, 20. We can have,
I wrote it
comfortable?
down.
Everybody comfortable with that? Mike? Corey? You good? 85 babies? We good? Okay. I think we're good there.
under competitive bids, there's not a number in, bids shall be solicited from an amount or an adequate number. It is checked as an adequate number. Currently in our policy, it says 3. Do we have a hard time getting 3 bids? Should we change it to an adequate number?
We do have a hard time getting bids on, depending on what it is. Certain things we're lucky to get 2 bids.
Okay.
And
So, and is everybody comfortable with an adequate number? Because we get what we get.
Not much you can do about it. You can't
Right.
force people to bid a
Once I said,
job.
you get what
There's
you
only
get, you
2
don't
people
throw it.
bidding, there's only 2 people bidding. It should be
Well,
at least 2, but I mean,
this just says solicited from, okay, so, but this is solicited from an adequate number. So not like necessarily bids we've gotten, but we've solicited from an adequate number.
We do, Karen does, she posted it in the paper, she also
Yeah.
posted it up on the government site, so we are definitely soliciting in multiple areas. And it's, like you said, it is what we get.
Sometimes we have to call places to let them know that we're going out for bid. Like, hello?
Help us.
Yes, because let's be clear, the process is so outdated, that's not within our control. Nobody reads a newspaper. I shouldn't say nobody, I take that back. A lot of people do not read the newspaper.
It's too expensive.
So that's like the olden days, like when you're gonna change your last name or your wedding announcement goes in the paper. Come on. It's 2026. So we have to sometimes call and say, hi, you
We
know.
do post the bids or like the RFPs, we put it posted on our website, but then to Amy's point, we are calling different places
Yes.
saying, hey, we just posted it on our website. Can you please give us a bid?
Yeah, sounds like an adequate number to me. There's a section, and there's actually a couple of check boxes that are not checked on oh my goodness, the proposed policy update that are checked on the current. Do you want me to just, I don't want, anyway, the process for opening bids is not checked. It is in our current policy. I don't know if there's changes that we're looking at making. No? So it reads, bids shall be sealed and shall be opened by the superintendent, or fill in the blank, if you want it to be you. In the presence of at least one witness, all orders or contracts should be awarded to the lowest responsible bidder. However, consideration can be given to, and then there's a list. We have them all on our current policy: the quality, the conformity of specifications, suitability, delivery terms, and past performance. They're not checked on this one,
That what you just read is not checked.
on the proposed.
That's because we do not want language indicating that we have to go with the lowest bid.
Right.
Well, no, that one's in there no matter what.
But we don't do that.
Right, so that's where the considerations.
That's
come
where all the rest of them should be checked,
Yeah.
because that allows you to have them as consideration
Okay.
points.
Okay.
So they all need to be checked.
Okay. Okay.
Because that's what we do.
Yeah. That stops you from having to take low bid and you get Joe Schmo who
Correct.
isn't
Correct.
qualified, you just come in and hack.
Right.
And then under that, in addition to the factors above, the board may consider and provide a preference to bidders which use one or more, currently our policy says, which use one or more Michigan-based businesses as subcontractors. The other option is which use Michigan-based businesses as the primary contractor. So I don't know if we want to follow what.
I said, but that excludes the Amish.
No, they're on mission. Good business,
Not the ones that we're talking to.
or they could be in Ohio.
Is
They're-
this-
they
you're
may
saying-
not
you're
be
saying- I'm
Amish.
saying that-
No, it says preference to.
What are you,
Okay.
who are you talking to?
Several.
It could be Mennonites, not Amish.
No, it's not.
They've been there too.
No, it shouldn't, because it says this, you can give preference to, so we don't have to, but we can. So I just want to make sure that we are matching it with what we have, or if we're not, there's a reason for it.
I think that was just a oversight right there, they should be checked.
Okay.
So,
Sounds like
look into that, yeah, just make sure they're.
And there's a couple more that are not checked through there as well. Do you want me to?
I think we just need to be informed of that so I can,
Okay, I will
Yeah.
double send it to you, and then you can.
I
make
just
sure that they're
messaged Karen and
supposed to
told
or
her,
not
we're gonna
supposed
meet
to be.
Monday morning on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was just curious.
Procurement.
Um,
Oh, did you have more on purchasing?
Will the invitation of bids will be open publicly, invitation of bids? So that's what, I'm just curious, where do we normally do that at?
right here in the boardroom.
Okay.
You do that
So
here in
we
the morning.
usually sit at that table.
Oh, yeah.
Or in my office, we did the
Jody.
Jody ones, and then depending on it, it's usually Jody. Yeah.
You do notify all the contractors that bid what day and time they'll be.
Oh,
Okay.
Jody's the one who walks them around and everything.
Yep. That was it.
Okay, so next one, the next policy is 6325 procurement. There's a lot of changes to this one. I checked in with Deb on this one too, and she said it's a lot of federal government changes, and so she gave them all the thumbs up.
A lot of it's just realigning with what all of our grants are telling us that we have to do.
Jump through those hoops.
We jumped through a lot of those.
Did you have questions on that one specifically?
We're great.
Right, Deb?
We are.
Which one's artificial intelligence?
Okay. The next one is artificial intelligence 754009. I sent this one to Zane since his name is checked as the IT director, is responsible for overseeing and ensuring compliance with this policy. And he said it all looks good to him. It all makes sense. Did anybody have questions about that one?
I just had the one with the personal identifiable data that says that refers to the individuals, the names, addresses, you're not supposed to put the information there. So we have to be, is that, I guess I don't understand the language of it. Is that like we can't use AI in the picture with the kid in there or any information at all? Is that the understanding of it or?
I would have to read can you read that to me?
It's for the use of, student use of, and the employee use of. And then purpose, it's for us when we use, or not us, I'm sorry, when teachers or employees use the AI. Employees should not put sensitive, confidential, personal, identifiable, proprietary information about students, colleagues, or institutional operations, assets, and lack safeguards and policies to protect such data from being used in the training models or such information interfere with the AI system. Employees shall seek approval. And then furthermore, it talks in here somewhere else about making sure the students create instruction in the classroom. Just not having their personal information of the kids in there. So I just wasn't sure how that works. Are we allowed to, not allowed to be in pictures either? Did that use the AI or?
I don't foresee any reason why a kid would be in anything with AI, but we 1000% are encouraged to use AI within our technology courses with kids to teach them how to use it. Like the book Flat Stanley, you can make yourself Flat Stanley, you know, as a super vague example, but I don't think there's an issue with that.
So yeah,
I can.
Employees shall input sensitive, confidential, personal identifiable information about students.
Yeah, sensitive and confidential, I think, is different than just using a student picture. As long as we have photo release from the family, that's truly where our binding information is held. Yeah.
Because how can you keep hitting a student on an AI thing? So
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I was worried. I was like, this is
Well, I think the
Yeah.
personally identifiable.
Yeah.
I think the difference is us putting it in there as opposed to the student putting it in there. So,
in the content itself.
Yeah, like when I post pictures of kids, it's kids. It's like, it's not an AI picture. If that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
okay. Anybody else on the AI? Okay, the next one is 812009, which is the new renumbered revised volunteer.
This one's a good one.
Under general requirements, none of them are checked. So I'm wondering if those should be. Do you guys need me to read them? So it says any individual who volunteers to work in the schools or any school-sponsored activity shall submit to a criminal history check prior to being allowed to participate in any activity or program. Any volunteer who works with or has access to students shall submit to a criminal history check prior to being allowed to participate in any activity or program.
Saying they're done, sorry.
They're not checked.
Yeah, these, in our past ones, they all were.
Yeah.
Well, I don't, our, hold on, let me pull up the current one we
Yeah,
have.
that's the text says.
It is, what was the policy?
can't do that to
41,
volunteers.
40,
It's like
31,
coaches
20, and
of
41.
So you're saying we can't do that for volunteers?
No, I'm saying if we say that volunteers can't come in, we can't say that our coaches are affected by that as well.
That's from, yeah.
Anybody with any type of offense. That would eliminate,
I know, we know that.
okay.
But our coaches need to be background checked. And they should be.
They are.
They are, yeah. Volunteer here for
Yeah.
years and I had improvements.
Yeah.
State police right at the.
So
No.
currently, the volunteer policy refers to screening through iChat, through SOR,
Mhm.
and through Otis.
Yes.
None of those boxes are checked.
I think they're not checked because it's up for discussion for the board to discuss where we want to check.
All of them.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely want to.
Okay,
Definitely
so
want your coaches.
any
Least.
individual and then, and
Discussion.
okay, so it was any individual who volunteers to work in the school or any school-sponsored activity. Any volunteer who works with or has access to students. And then it goes on, the next option is any person who volunteers to work with the district shall be screened through internet sites for the sex offender registry list, the Internet Criminal History Access Tool, criminal history records check, and the offender tracking information system prior to being allowed to participate. And the final one is any volunteer who works with or has access to students shall be screened through all of those things. I don't know if this is in any or in all.
We do that already. So I think that we need to screen that, but just to be clear, we have lots of volunteers that come up without a clean record. But I give people permission.
Right, so that's in a different part of the policy.
Okay,
So it's under offenses.
there's no intention to change or remove background checks.
Right, I just want to make sure that everything is checked as it's supposed to be in the
Yes, I
policy.
agree with you, yes.
So, under offenses, it says no person is accepted or maintained as a volunteer without the approval of the superintendent
Yes.
if they've been convicted of any of the following offenses.
Mhm.
So that is still the same thing.
Yes.
You still have purview over that. But I just want to make sure that it's enumerated in the policy that we run background checks on all of the people like the current one that we have.
Yes.
So,
I would like to bring up a situation too, just so you guys are aware. So our middle school was background checking everybody that would come into an event where kids were present. Yes. But also they background check people for like dances and just like help, like that type of stuff. And another school wasn't doing that. They were background checking only for people that come more than once. In my career, I never background checked people that came in a one-time situation to help out at an event at the school. Instead, you would background check for somebody who comes in repeatedly. So I would like clarification from you guys on your thoughts on that, because
I just misspoke. All the things that I just read are currently in policy. They're just in a different section.
okay,
So we're good.
All this stuff is already good for offenses.
It's in
So we're
the current policy,
Yeah,
but the current
nothing's
policy that we had is.
Nothing's getting glossed over.
We've never had any issues, at least lately, when it comes to volunteers, and the way I see it, depending on when you get background checked, you're pretty much good for the year. How can it change, right? Unless you're doing something stupid.
no, we background check again.
Yeah, good.
Oh, yeah. Because we could go out tomorrow and something happens.
True story.
So all of those need to be checked then, because that's what current policy says, or are we changing?
I wrote to make sure that all background checks are checked, all the boxes, I'm sorry. I'll make sure all the boxes are checked.
You were asking us if, we didn't answer your question, did we?
No, you didn't.
So you're asking us so you're saying that you do not background check people.
Person on
unless-
one, does they come do multiple?
Yeah, it'd be different. We do background check, like if I'm gonna chaperone a field trip, and I'm with the students all day long type situation, that is 100% background checked. Because they are, the why behind it is because they are alone with kids.
Right.
Let's say they're going to a museum, like that's 100%. Where we had a building this past year that did not background check, for example, Halloween parties in the classroom. If I'm going to come in and help pass out cupcakes, background checks were not done on that day because the teacher is present in the room at all times. Nobody is that grown up was not alone with kids. So I know what I told the principals, but I would like your support on what your thoughts are on, because that's a number, that's like a lot. That's like 60. I'm talking.
Unlimited?
Oh yeah, no, it's unlimited.
Every time that I guess I come in for multiple things and also.
So, yeah.
But every time I fill one out, when my husband had to come for an assembly at the middle school, he had to fill one out.
Was he multiple?
He just came for an assembly.
I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm a worried
Are
one.
you guarantee that that teacher never steps out of that room
Mm-hmm.
and, leaves the parent in
Yeah.
question alone with the students? Does it say she has to go to the restroom or something?
Right.
That could be a problem.
I'm a worried one. I'm probably the wrong person to ask.
No,
I'm
you're not.
with Barb, like, if we're gonna do that, I would, like, make sure the teachers know, like, hey, this is you got to stay here, someone's got the door for you if you leave or something. You know what I mean? Like, we want constant.
Well,
I'll be done to that. I feel the opposite. I feel like everyone that's been here has been volunteering so far within our school. We know who they are. We've given the responsibility to our teachers, to our principals. Nothing has changed for make me to believe that we need to worry. No disrespect. We haven't had any updated reports where we have to look into this. So my thing is not an issue right now, but let's keep it the way it is. And you will tell us if it's changed. You will let us know if we have to change this policy or procedure, because what's going to end up happening is probably an incident's going to show up where maybe we'll have to discuss this. But right now, has anything happened right now where we have to,
I mean, we do have, I'll just tell you, I did tell the principals and I talked with Karen on it, because it's actually, even though it's a lot of families or parents that would volunteer, I did talk it over with Karen and she said it's really truly not that tedious of a process. So I did say that I would like everybody background checked, to be honest with you, for those events. And Karen is really good at coming to me and saying, okay, Amy, that we have, this particular parent with this particular charge. Are you okay? It was when they were 20 years old. They're now 42, something like that. Are you okay? Like a DUI, for example, they aren't driving the children anywhere, for example, and I say, yes, I can absolutely attend,
And I think the difference is background checking and knowing and being able to make that determination rather than not checking and not knowing.
Right.
Very rarely do you get a single volunteer. It's usually repetitive that the same people do volunteer in the classrooms throughout the year.
Mhm.
I feel like.
and I'd like to repeat, this community is too small.
Yep.
Ain't no one going to get away with nothing.
Right.
When it comes to our children, we'll find out.
Right.
Sorry.
So true.
All right.
But I would say that sometimes when you find out, it's too late.
Yeah.
And if we don't do the background checks and we find out and we should have did the background checks,
Yeah.
then it's not gonna look good on us
Better be
either.
safe than sorry.
Yeah.
So, especially when it's free.
Yeah.
It's not like it even costs us any money, it's just a little paperwork, so.
Yeah, I appreciate the opposing view, but I wouldn't feel, I couldn't imagine being the parent that we had explained to that
Yeah.
gave the one time, like, oh, it was just a one thing or something happened, or, whatever it could be. I wouldn't-
So
If that's the
we-
policy you guys are already doing, if you're already background checking everybody, and then it comes to you for the decision to be made because the person did something when they're 18 and they're 42, I mean, that's a discretion to be made
Karen
by
brings
you.
it to me.
Is
Yeah.
that what we're doing right now, though?
It is.
We're background.
Yes, but there was a situation this year where a building,
Somebody did.
it was just an oversight where they didn't think that, because it was an isolated time, like it was a one-time quick event, and the teacher was present the whole time. It wasn't like a field trip where they were alone. And so I needed to provide some clarity on that.
So you've told everybody.
Yes,
background check anything.
yes.
Well, then that needs to be checked.
But they're not background checked, for example, if they're coming in for like, North Elementary has their Christmas program.
Thank you. I've been ringing my head and thinking, because I'm thinking about teachers saying, let's have a special event inside and multiple, my parents come in, moms or dads.
Yeah, there's no way, it was standing room only at North Elementary. There's no way.
Even smaller events.
Yeah, I can't.
And I think that
That's different because they're with their grown-ups seated. They're not with kids.
We're talking more like stuff that's.
Yeah, it's just an individual.
Correct. One-on-one interaction with children. Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement.
everything on that one. All right, the last one is just the emergency operations plan, and all that's changed on that is the date. Anybody needs to read these?
Nope.
I doodled all over them though, so you're gonna have to deal with my red pen,
Thank you.
my teacher pen.
Thank you, Jackie, appreciate it.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to number 4, report of the Director of Business and Finance. Subject A, check registry. Does anybody have any questions for Deb that came up when reviewing the check registry that we didn't email? Did you receive any emails, Deb? Okay. All right. Any questions currently now for Deb? All right. With that being said, we'll move on to subject B, the purchasing card. Any questions for Deb on the purchasing card statement? Anything, any emails that you received, Deb? No emails? All right. And do you have anything you want to add to any of this?
So the office is busy working on audit, of course. We did hear back on the 12E infrastructure grant. We did not get it.
No.
One of the questions, there was a total of 187 applicants for it. Basically, the note that I was given as to the why.
Do you know how many they gave out? Or you don't know that?
Yes, I do. I did get an email on that too. It was like 20, 25.
All differing amounts. Like Erie Mason got 3.6 million, but Ida got 250,000.
Detroit schools, obviously, they always get stuff. They were the big heavy hitters. They did say, thank you for applying for this competitive grant opportunity. The Office of Health and Safety received 187 applicants and requests that greatly exceeded the available funds. Due to this, our office cannot approve your application. But we will continue to advocate for the infrastructure needs across Michigan. One of the questions when I filled out the grant was, have you looked at ulterior sources like applied for a bond and whatnot? And one of them said, are you currently advocating for it? Yes.
That probably,
That
Probably.
next
yeah,
is-
probably next us right there. But
Probably.
yeah.
But
So I want to make sure that the community hears that. We did not get a grant.
we did not get a
We tried. We're exhausting everything and anything we possibly
A
can.
grant specifically for
Roof
repair
repairs.
our buildings.
Yes.
And then what is it called? The shielding on the roofs?
Don't ask me.
Part of the roofs. I don't know.
You sound like me now.
The roof that needs to be fixed.
The roof that needs to be fixed. Positive note, we did get the 35M again this year. Last year, we were just under 200,000 that we got. But this year, I'm not sure on the actual dollar amount. Leanne and I will finish writing that on Monday.
Which, what's that for?
That one is literacy.
I like that, especially when you science of reading.
Yes.
The maintenance effort in Catamaran, it's for special education funding through the ISD.
Jody and I applied for a Volkswagen fuel transportation through Eagle grant for school buses. We did receive an email back just saying that they needed us to sign an additional page and they asked for our titles on our buses, so that kind of feel like that's did sign. We didn't get shut down right off the bat, so fingers crossed. Do have a little bad news on the cafeteria furniture. The install was supposed to be on July 28th. There's a couple pieces that are not quite built yet, so they're gonna have to push us back a week, if not 2 weeks. I just said, please, 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 before school starts.
Right.
And
Didn't they kind of promise us that by getting it in early enough? I mean, didn't we kind of?
we did. So
Yeah.
this, and then the serving line is the other one that I have not heard back on yet.
Okay.
If not, I guess is there a penalty or?
Yeah, we should,
money that we
yeah,
would get?
probably didn't get, they were really optimistic if we busted our butts getting
Well,
the
the serving
approval.
line was more optimistic than
They started that?
the serving line.
I don't think they have.
People need
I
to
don't
keep
think
their
they-
word.
I emailed them a couple times.
Well, I think when things are stuck coming
Did
to
we
other
purchase
countries.
anything else from them lately that we can
I mean,
cancel?
that's what I assume supplies.
Right is the mail. Stop it.
I have not, no, I don't have anything more on the cafeteria line. I've emailed them and that they have all of our, Stephanie did the credit background check and all that good stuff. But I don't have any delivery dates yet.
That can't be delivered during the school year.
Jody told me that too.
Great.
That would delay a year.
The cafeteria line.
Listen, I can turn into not the nicest person. Just give me the number.
I was gonna say, well,
The good thing is they build most of that furniture on site. The equipment though is
The equipment one is the,
what they purchased it on site.
yeah. So we don't need me and Amy yet. Not yet.
I
Nice.
don't know.
Are you
I
sure?
say unleash her.
Yeah, this is really
Get it
late.
done.
No. On what? The serving line?
Mm-hmm.
on everything.
We have what?
You're
A
gonna be
month?
signing
to your
Month and a half. On the cafeteria furniture is separate from the serving line.
Yeah.
Two separate companies.
Mhm.
So I have not heard a date yet on the serving line.
Yeah.
Yet.
No, I'm unleashed.
Okay.
Yeah. Email me their information.
Okay.
Yeah, that's,
So we all
agrees.
that's gotta be blown out.
I
And that's like
agree.
They did say
construction.
it was 8 weeks. It hasn't been 8 weeks yet.
Yeah, but how long is it gonna take to put it in?
one day.
It's all comes assembled. It's totally a set plan.
All right,
All right.
We
Bring
can
her back
check it.
in.
We can check in and see if they're on schedule though. Never
I'll,
hurts to get a
yeah,
check.
let's just make sure we
We'll
check
just
in.
keep her down to a dull roar. Let's not go full mama bear yet.
All right.
I did talk with Paul from Raymond James. He is a bond investor. So after we get the bond, providing we get the bond, he would be the next step. He would work with PFM and then would be investing of the funds in order to get the best interest rate to be able to utilize for additional projects and providing what the interest rate is. Jody and I talked to Highland last week, or I think it was last week. They are getting us prices on just doing the electrical, so we can get quotes on the infrastructure portion of it. So if we were to get the buses ourselves, we still need the infrastructure, so how much is the infrastructure gonna cost? And that's it.
Yeah. Instead of going.
That's all I got.
That's all you got? All right, let's move on to subject C, facilities update from, Mr. Dunn.
Tour your work orders getting completed. I think the high school's done, so is done, but they pop up all the time. Most of them are getting done. I'm putting together the rooms, so that way they can start waxing the floors, the hallways and the floors. I sold what we call Tanner door, the cafeteria doors, if you've been over there through the program, you know, the cafeteria doors out and clearly fell off. So we had that removed for safety reasons. So I got them to come out with the doors. I contacted them to come out with the doors. Unit vents over there, we had 3 unit vents that were, 2 were bad and one of them they replaced the belt on. I think they're all going now as of today. The air should be fine over there. The drinking fountain that we need to fix the electrical in, that's in the cafeteria. We had carpet put in 4 rooms over there, big rooms. The rooms were also painted and refreshed. That's all completed. Cub care, the new equipment outside is installed. The fence is complete. They forgot an extra entrance through there, but they got the big entrance in there so the mower can get in. There was some paint chipping outside of the doors and the walls. Betsy helped Carrie yesterday, or Jossie did, and we went out there and that chip, the paint is chipping is really sharp. For the little kids to walk up and touch it, it would probably cut them. So we have OBR going out to get that fixed and painted. Pavilion out back, we're going to refresh that. We're going to stain it. We have engineered wood fiber chips that are coming to the playground. They're also going to blow some inside of that pavilion as we redo it, so it'll look nice. We're going to put some picnic tables underneath it. We did have some wind damage in every building. We had a tree down out in front of so we got that cut up yesterday and today. We should have it removed by tomorrow. Temporary emergency roof repairs, that is complete. They completed them 2 weeks or last week. Doesn't seem to be any kind of leaks, small leaks, but didn't have anything to do with the emergency repairs. Middle school, again, temporary emergency roof repairs. They're going to start this week on pinning down the gym. We know we got the gym recoated before, so make sure there ain't no leaks in there. That roof clearly is wind blowing up there, so if you get a big gust of wind on it, it's going to blow right off. So they're going to come in, pin that down, and fix another couple emergency repairs that need to be done, leaks. Also, the front curriculum office, if you've seen the fascia is blown up on a couple areas, and that roof also needs a temporary emergency repair. We do have some tree limbs down over there. We gotta get removed. I walked with Ryan. I think I said this last time because we got 5th grade moving over there. We walked a number of rooms because he's got classrooms moving all over because of the move. 4 rooms got carpet. We have a number of rooms that he's refreshed the paint in. That's complete. High school, again, wind damage, got fascia over in the gym. Got trees that were down in the courtyard that we had removed. The outside wall panels right here. On the inside of the courtyards, there's a couple that are actually blown down. A couple of them that are peeled off. We got a couple that are peeled off on the outside of the buildings that are going to need repaired. I have set coming out next week. They were already here last week. They're coming out again because as we go through this, we notice more stuff that was damaged. So they're coming out next week to walk it. We also have a couple dugouts that have blown over. I don't know if you guys seen that. Boiler, we had low pressure issues this week in the boiler system. Sounds like the compressor was having issues. We had a specialist out. He walked with Michael. They repaired some things. He left. Still was an issue. Michael actually walked it down and found out what the problem was. There's carbon fibers that were inside of the release valve. We took it apart, cleaned it, put it back. Should be all fixed as of right now. Maybe a light going on. North, the gates to the back parking lot, parents pick up. Both those were fixed by Tom and Jake this week. So those should be swinging open nice and free so that the custodian ain't struggling with them. We got engineered wood fibers coming out there. They're coming out tomorrow to both north and south. Wind damage, we have a couple big tree branches down there north that still got to be removed. Concrete, I met with Ashley this week, finalized the concrete on the schedule. High school gym area out in front, what we talked about, football stadium, the sidewalk in front of the stand, the north parking lot, and the curb that we started last year, for the parent pickup. He's gonna go finish. We have go out there, finish that, finish the curbing on that.
Can I stop you real quick?
Yep.
You're gonna put in blacktop and new curb there?
Concrete. Curbing's concrete. We're gonna concrete the section around the bus turn.
Okay.
It'll be curved.
I was gonna say, it's probably better because if you don't concrete it, I think the asphalt is gonna end up.
It was a sinking.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Concrete's the best.
Okay.
And again, if you guys remember, they did that on the holiday weekend for us.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an emergency.
That was a last minute.
Crazy.
JV Asphalt will be on site this weekend, actually starting tomorrow. They're gonna seal the football track stadium, the asphalt in that area. It was done a number of years ago, so I can see where they sealed part of it. He's gonna do that. He's gonna start in the middle school staff parking lot. We walked it, he can do that. The bus driver's parking lot we gotta do, and the bus garage we also gotta do. Star Trek, I got a number of phone calls saying the tracks get discoloration. Looked like it's turning white by the pictures that I've seen that people were sending me. I needed to call the owner. The owner actually drove down that morning from Traverse City and was walking the track. He didn't tell me, he just drove down. He goes, I don't see where it's at. What do you mean you don't see where it's at? He goes, I'm on the track right now. Shit, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. So I ran out there with him, and we couldn't see where that spot was, took pictures of it just to make sure exactly where it was showing the reflection. But it was like a moisture reflection when it's getting wet, the sun hitting on it. So
That's what I was wondering if maybe there's a puddle that sits there every now and then or something.
So the sprinkler system, I think, goes on the track a little bit. And again, just the sun hitting it right, it looked like it was turning white, but we were there in the morning and there was no discoloration. So it's just probably the way the sun was hitting it. And he drove down because if it's gonna fail, it'll fail in the first year. So he was worried about it, so he drove down. It's like $100,000 fix. So he drove down that morning, walked it with me, and it seemed fine. We couldn't see it discoloration. So, but he did tell me anytime, call him, he'll come down or send someone down and they'll look at it. So. The portable sprinkler, I got notified from Amy, the football coach. There's some ruts out there, just tearing it up from the kids out there playing on it. We got the portable sprinkler working. It was broke down. They did it fixed last year. We got it fixed. Michael and I got it fixed today or yesterday. It was running all. We ran it all. The whole field length. This morning it broke again. We got it fixed again just before I come to this meeting, and it's out there going right now. So 20 minutes here, I go out there and shut it off. Looks like it's doing good. If it continues to be good, we're gonna water the crap out of it. We're gonna roll the field. Todd's gonna give us a roller. We're gonna roll the field, and then we're just gonna move the sprinkler from field to field, just roll them and get them nice and flat for them. Lockout company finished identifying the additional booths. We were waiting for the final billing. I don't know if we sent it or not, or if it made sense. It didn't make sense to me. Because of the grant money, we want to make sure that we got to put in our portion of it, and we want to make sure we use every bit of it. So he was supposed to get that to us. He got it to us, but I didn't get a chance to go through it with that. So that should be completed. I think they were talking about training this second week of school. So OBR, they're at the rec center painting. They'll be at the rec center painting inside the foyer. We're also going to have them over at SOAP to look at that back door, back panel. Bus right. I think I seen Carrie making calls this week. I think she was calling some parents this week to get ready for the putting them rounds together. It's going to take a lot of time. Hopefully this bus ride is someplace going to be a lot better for us to work with. So that's all I got.
That's it.
Yep.
So the cafe furniture, I did have another email. It'll be either on our property on either the 3rd or the 5th of August. And then my last email that I have on the serving line was on July 20th. He says he has everything that he needs and he should be able to provide us with shipment dates in the coming days. So next week, if I don't hear from him, Amy
Sounds
can.
like a decent update right there.
That was good.
So I think there's communication.
Thank you.
Mama Bear happy?
Perfect.
There's
Perfect.
communication.
There we go.
Great communication.
That was very close.
Everybody good? Any questions for Mr. Dunn?
I just want to let everybody know that I had the opportunity to drive the John Deere dirt truck or whatever you call that. What is it called? Yeah,
Dirt truck.
dirt truck. And I realized how amazing and why little boys love dirt trucks. I'm a girl mom. I never had those in my house, so I had so much fun. And Jody had to sit next to me in the little chair. And I climbed up there, and Jody and I took a selfie. It was so fun. We were going to put dirt on the football practice field and fill in some of those holes. And I phoned a friend, AKA Mr. Mike Barton, who may or may not do that for a living with grass. So I called Mike, and he was like, I don't think we should put dirt on it, because that was the recommendation of Mr. Fountain and Mr. Boudry, coach. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to phone a friend. So we did. And that's where, and I would like to say too, Mike also offered to allow us to use his roller from his company, but Mr. Fountain said today that he said, don't pay for the rental, because we were looking into that rental as we discussed to get the drivable one to roll it. And instead, Mr. Fountain is going to get that, so we don't have to pay for it. So, yes.
Great update.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna move on to new business. Subject A, the hiring of Isabella Galaniak, high school ELA teacher. Did I do that justice? I need a motion to approve the hiring of Isabella Galaniak as a high school English and language arts teacher effective beginning with the 2026-2027 school year, pending satisfactory completion of a criminal history check and Public Act 189, 1230B requirements.
Motion?
Any discussion? Mike. Hearing none, all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Is Miss Isabella here? No? All right, welcome to the team. Hopefully she's watching on TV. All right, subject B, the extension of individual contracts of employment for Armando Ozuna, Dean of Social Emotional Learning. I need a motion to extend the contract of employment and approval of salary between Armando Ozuna, Middle School Dean of Social Emotional Learning at Jefferson Schools from July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2028. Iggy. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes.
Is the salary the same?
I believe he was a 0.8 employee prior, and now he's a 1.0, so it would increase his salary.
Okay.
Am I saying that right, Deb?
Yeah, we can also get a percent. Yes.
Oh. Any other questions, you guys?
Who made the motion again?
Nick.
Oh, Nick.
And Nick made it, and then Iggy supported. Yep. All right. All in favor? Yes. Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Well, thank you, Armando. Subject C, the ratification of Jefferson Administration Association contract. I need a motion to ratify the master agreement between the Jefferson School District and Jefferson Administrators Association from August 1st, 2026 through July 31st, 2028. Corey. And Barb. Any discussions? I do have something to say. Thank you guys for seamless. That was seamless. Perfect. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. All right. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. All right. Great. All right. Subject D, the extension of individual contract of employment for Matthew Ely, our injury prevention and performance trainer. I need a motion to extend the contract of employment between Matthew Ely, injury prevention and performance trainer, and Jefferson Schools from July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027. Nick. Okay, who was that, Corey?
Me.
Or-
Yep.
Corey, okay. Any discussion?
Is this gonna be an 11-month or 12-month? 12-month?
No, we were getting them off, right?
I
It's
thought,
still a 12-month contract.
It's still a 12-month contract.
Yeah,
Oh,
he just.
Yes, for his benefits.
Was this approved also, we get thumbs up from Lisa? on this?
Oh, yeah.
Great question. Anything else? All right, hearing none, all in favor? Yes. Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Thank you, Matt. All right. Subject E, the extension of the individual contract of employment for Jody Dunn, Operations and Transportation Supervisor. I need a motion to extend the contract of employment and approval of the salary between Jody Dunn, Operations and Transportation Supervisor, and Jefferson Schools from July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2028.
So moved.
And Mike. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Yes. Opposed?
I'm glad you would have stayed.
Wait, was that a yes?
Was that a yes or
that is a no.
no? Okay. Motion passes 6-1. All right. All right, we're gonna move on to oral communications. Mrs. Lancaster, any citizens?
I do have someone. Ms. Kaufman, if you would like to.
I got here in time, but the meeting started early. The last time I looked, it started at 6, so I don't know when the time change came. When was the time change?
It was an error on the website. I saw you come in and I figured that's what happened.
Okay,
Yes.
anyway, you want me to stand up? or-
You can stay seated however you're comfortable, Ms. Kaufman.
Okay, well.
Hold on,
my thoughts are
Ms.
kind of-
Kaufman? Ms. Kaufman, can we- 1 second.
3 minutes. We have a timer set for 3 minutes.
Well, I've got more than that to say.
I
First of
appreciate-
all, okay, cut me off at 3 minutes. The first thing is, when you first got your card for the election, I said, how long is this millage gonna run for? Well, looking at the website, I see how long it's gonna run for, 20 years. But I don't think the people who are looked at the card, nobody thinks about those things. How long is this millage gonna, 20 years is a long time. We're gonna have to do a million other things around here. In the interim, they're gonna have to have more bond issues. So, there's nothing you can do with that information. It's just my opinion. I don't know how we're gonna pass all these bond issues. The second thing is, and I'm worried about it, the second thing is the non-homestead. I have a good friend, she's a teacher, she's very knowledgeable. She voted no on the damn thing. I said, go and change your ballot. She did. She said, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. People, they see the 2 mills and they think, 2 more mills? By golly, I'm voting no. I just filled up my gas tank for $4 a gallon. I'm not voting for any more millage. I hope that doesn't happen, because you're gonna have to go back for it if you don't get it, because that's a lot of dough from Edison right there. I mean, I wish you had done a little bit more, maybe I'm not aware of it, informing people how important it is to tax Edison and all the rest of the businesses and non-homestead. I hope it passes. It's my concern. And then I just looked online, papers, it said that Erie Mason got a $3.6 million grant for school infrastructure. That's a lot of, well, Erie Mason doesn't have the tax base we have. I'm sure of that. But I'm just thinking maybe some kind of informational session. First of all, people don't know what their tax bills, they don't understand their tax bills. And how much does Jefferson collect on each tax season, every year? And how much does a mill bring into the district? And so on, all these things. And probably if you applied for a grant, I don't know if you did or not, but they would say, well, forget Jefferson, they've got 5 mills coming in from Edison every year. There are other school districts that don't have that. So you did apply. We did. But do they have any cutoffs? Like how much do you have to, I mean, school districts like ours that have
You can't.
You can't understand.
the 18, or can't discuss it.
No.
School districts like ours that have the 18 mills coming in from Edison. Well, people don't realize what's going on. I really think they think we're getting all kinds of dough from Edison all the time, and we are compared to other school districts like where the 18 mills comes into Jefferson every year. The 18 mills comes to Jefferson, the 5 million, that comes to Jefferson. But, you know, I've got to talk to the treasurer.
You are out of
and the
time.
Superintendent, okay.
Thank you so much. That is the only citizen communication I have.
Okay. We're gonna go to subject B, administration. Would you like to speak on to what you were
Yes.
speaking on to earlier?
Yes, please. So I would like to give an update and just to remind everybody about the July 30th event that is totally sponsored by X4. It's going to be an amazing, amazing event. It is on July 30th at our rec center from 4 to 7 p.m. I would like to make sure that I give a big shout out to Carrie Windells and Jennifer Windells for taking the lead on this unbelievable initiative. I spoke with Miss Windells today, and I even told her I don't have to call her and check in because I trust her so much. She's definitely the event planner. She's kicking, you know what? So I just appreciate very much so the efforts. In addition to that, X4 has been extremely complimentary of the work and the organization of this from our side. So I do appreciate very much to Jennifer and Carrie. This event for the community needs to know it's completely free. I know I keep expressing that. I did send an e-blast out to the community as well as the social media posts. They got backpacks specific to the students' ages. Miss Windells is here to provide some samples of the backpacks. They're fantastic quality. So like our little ones at SOT, so the community knows they're not going to be given just like a big, humongous backpack as big as them. They'll be sized appropriately. And then of course, our middle school and high school students will have backpacks that are the traditional size for them to carry around. Once the student gets the backpack at the event, which is of course, again, free, they will go in almost like a trick-or-treating method where X4 volunteers are going to be there to pass out, which I think is amazing. They want to give back to the community and work the event, not just provide the monetary donation for the event. Our athletic boosters is allowing us to use the concession stand. We're going to be in there. X4 has also purchased all of the hot dogs and chips and bottles of water for our families and students. Again, free, no dollar is needed for the event. The school supplies, backpacks, bounce houses from Simpsons, dunk tank that I'll be in for 3 hours. The school supplies, I don't even know what else I'm missing. Am I missing anything else, Miss Windells? But there's lots of things happening, and every single bit of it is donated by X4. So thank you to Mr. Morris and his amazing team for putting this together for Jefferson schools. The amount that this is going to help a lot of our families, and then also not just because of the help for backpacks and the donations of the school supplies. It's just going to be an awesome kickoff back to school, event for our students to get them excited to come back. So I will be later on this evening or tomorrow morning at the latest, I'll be sending out an email to our district inviting any staff members that want to come in and volunteer for the event. So I would like to express again to our board to please try to put that on your calendar. I think the community would really appreciate seeing you there. And I know for a fact that Miss Windells and Mrs. Windells and Miss Windells would be happy to put you at a station. So we would appreciate your attendance, bring your families, and it'll be a wonderful event for all. So we're encouraging the entire community to come. It's the first 1,000 students to arrive will get a backpack. So we have 1,400 students and X4 has purchased 1,000 backpacks. So we're super excited for that event. Yeah. Yep. Administrators, Ms. Crosley and Ms. Rosecrans, do you have anything?
I just want to say thank you to Jean and the board for another good year.
Absolutely, we're gearing up and ready to go for another school year, so we really appreciate it. Look forward to it.
All right, thank you.
All right, board, let's do this one. Barb?
I just want to thank everybody for being here. Thank everybody for all their help. And I appreciate you coming and making your comments. we will take that to heart. And that's about it.
Good, thank you. Same, they are coming. Thank you guys for attending. I appreciate what you had to say. Same thing. Talk about it later.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you guys for being here and sitting through our meeting, and thank you for letting me blather on about politics. So appreciate you all.
Same thing. We appreciate you speaking. We are sorry for the mishap with the timing.
Should have got 6 minutes, 3 for the first part.
Other than that, we appreciate your feedback. We definitely, the more knowledge and more information that we can get out to the community, the better. So something that we can do before the actual vote occurs is something that we can work towards. Other than that, appreciate administrators, everybody else. I will not be able to join the event on the 30th. I will be in the UP, so I'm sorry I won't be able to be there.
Yeah, well, same stuff. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. And can't wait for school to start. Get my kids out of there. Ready.
I was ready in week 2.
Thank you, administrators. I appreciate you guys for coming here and stuff. Everybody else who comes all the time, appreciate you guys. Mrs. Kaufman, thank you for expressing your interest and your concerns. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of discussion from Mrs. G and yourself here in the near future. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Morris. To my knowledge, this is the very first time anybody's ever given our kids this sort of an opportunity. Been affiliated with the school for a lot of years, and I don't remember this ever happening in this magnitude, I should say. So it's a great opportunity for our Bear families. So I hope to see everybody here next Thursday. Thank you. All right. With that being said, we're going to move into closed session. 6:29. There will be. Oh, we will be coming out of closed session to do votes.
We're gonna. He's going.
I'm getting ready to right now. Yeah. Subject A, closed sessions. I need a motion to move into closed session for the purpose of negotiations per section 8C of the Michigan Open Meetings Act.
Motion.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Jackie and Nick.
Can we take 5?
We are going to take 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
You might have to do some explaining, young lady. You turn it right off. Is that off?
We're about to hide that.